The same issues that impact many of the people of New York State and New York City are the same issues that impact Muslims and Christians and Jews and everyone. And one of those things is obviously affordability of housing. That's the number one issue in New York City. And so in the New York State Senate, there are bills that have been passed by the New York State Democrats in the Assembly, but not passed by the Republicans in the Senate. So we are hoping and expecting in January we will have a clear majority of the New York State Senate, so those rent laws will be passed in favor of the residents of New York City and New York State. That's number one. Number two, education is the equalizer for all people. It doesn't matter who you are, whether you're rich or you're poor. So the state of New York owes New York State children $4.3 billion, and they have been challenged in court with that by our attorney. We are hoping that in January, with a clear majority of the New York State Senate, that bill will be passed and then signed into law by the governor. And I say that because obviously in New York State we have a New York State Assembly and a New York State Senate. So there's two branches of government as far as in the legislature. And so if in fact both the Assembly and Senate passes the bill, the governor will have to sign it into law. And so the district that I represent, they are missing $52 million every single year. And that's only of a representative of about 330,000 people overall, but the student population is less. But the state of New York owes New York State children $4.3 billion, and we're in court dealing with that now. As you know, the New York City Council, we passed a bill, a resolution that incorporates our two Eid holidays into the school calendar. And that was passed about 3 years ago by Mayor de Blasio, and thus now in the New York City public school systems, our two Eid holidays are incorporated into the school calendar, meaning that there is no school on those days. And currently pending up in Albany is a bill to have a law where a certain percentage, let's say 25% of the students in a school are Muslims, then halal food will be served in there. So that's what a bill that's pending in the New York State Assembly, and we hope to have that passed in the New York State Senate so the governor will sign it into law, and thus a population of a school, let's say is 25-30% Muslims, then halal food can be served. So that's a good thing. Yeah. But the most important thing is to make sure that all Muslims, no matter where you're from, Bangladesh or Nigeria or China or anywhere, because you know Muslims are from all over the world, that if they are an American citizen, that they register to vote. They actually exercise their right to vote in order to be engaged in the democratic process. And that's what this democracy of the United States of America is about. And so we want more Muslims to be in leadership positions. So for example, myself, I will be the first Muslim in the New York State Senate. And this brother by the name of Charles Fall, he's from Staten Island. His parents are from Guinea in Africa. He will be the first African New York State Assembly member that's in the New York State Assembly. And he also is, his faith is he's a Muslim like I am. And in the City Council of New York, you have Danique Miller from Southeast Queens. He's an African American, he's also a Muslim. So in the New York City Council, the New York State Assembly, the New York State Senate, you're gonna have at least one Muslim in each branch of government. So we're encouraging more Muslims, more young people to be engaged in the democratic process. And what I always say to everyone, no matter who you are, whether you're Muslim or Christian, as long as you're an American voter, vote for the individuals that you feel that's gonna best represent you, your family, and your community. That's the message, loud and clear.
iTV, Call of Peace, Save Humanity.